I think like a lot of artists, Louis Wain went through phases. He kept evolving. He was also someone who returned again and again from personal strife to joy. And he gave that joy through his work, through his cats.
There's something different about Louis Wain which appeals. He had the most amazing mind. He turned to almost everything, and he had opinions on everything, and he could draw almost anything.
He began, as a lot of artists do, as a very fine representational illustrator, and then that sort of evolved over time.
As soon as he started selling any drawings, he then worked very, very hard under the patronage of Sir William Ingram.
On the basis of the speed and quality of your work, I am offering you a permanent position on the staff of the Illustrated London News.
He was sent all over the country sketching, painting. He was a brilliant draftsman.
And I tried to, for the purposes of the role, to imitate. There was a lot of work with gouache and oil, quick sketching, two-handed drawing.
I don't find this work very taxing, Sir William. I do it to pay bills and to provide for the 5 hungry and precocious sisters that I live at home with.
He had 5 sisters, and he had to be the breadwinner because his father died quite young.
And that was a lot of pressure, which I think continued to exert itself throughout his adult life, exacerbated by the moment he fell in love with their governess.
It's just completely scandalous that a gentleman would run off and marry the governess. But, you know, they were soulmates.
It does seem that in the times when he was in a domestic environment, he amused her, and he also got a lot of material from sketching the cat Peter.
Good boy.
Over here, there's a cat that looks just like Peter, same markings, because this would have been done 2 years into the 3-year marriage with Emily Richardson.
Oh, Louis. When did you do all this? Has Sir William seen these? You must show him.
I have 2 pages earmarked in the Christmas edition. I'd like you to fill them with cats.
His subjects varied wildly. He came to fame with his cat illustrations over a Christmas issue that caught the public's imagination with their sort of anthropomorphic characteristics.
In Victorian times, cats were considered vermin and nobody really kept them as pets. But Louis Wain, in the hookiest sense, made cats cool.
Louis' artwork helped people understand cats and see them in a completely different light. And everyone was like, oh, actually, maybe I'll have one as a pet. So it's probably his fault that we all love cats.
Everybody wanted cats doing something that they recognised. So seaside gatherings, going to restaurants, having a great time. And he also managed to get his own little corner by producing Louis Wain annuals. They sold millions. This drawing is particularly interesting. It's agitated, expressing human emotion, and it is drawn rapidly and drawn skillfully at the height of his popularity. There were great cat artists early in the 19th century, but nobody took it and gave it to the Victorian and Edwardian classes in the way that he did.
And that won him great fans around the world. Yet the tragedy of it was that very little remuneration actually occurred.
He would sell all his images on a one-off fee, never retained any rights.
He was very, very naive.
Our parents worked hard for our reputation, and you have squandered it on wretched cats!
He got more and more desperate. He got more and more shunned by publishers. He struggled under the domestic pressures from his sisters.
But he seemed to be someone who was always able to find some kind of humour or some kind of colour through it all.
In a lot of hardship, art comes out.
The artist Louis Wain made the cat his own. He invented a cat style, a cat society, a whole cat world.
Louis Wain's late so-called mad pictures give enormous pleasure. They're rooted in humanity and anthropomorphism, and we think of our pets in anthropomorphic terms. We invest them with all our emotions and our activities, and Louis Wain never lets you down.
The world is full of beauty, and it's up to you to capture it, Louis, to look and to share it with as many people as you can.
Louis Wain was a much celebrated Victorian artist who was adored for his anthropomorphic drawings and paintings and illustrations of cats.
He was also an inventor, a boxer, and all sorts of different things.
In fact, I'm rather late for a meeting. I've written an opera.
This is not an opera, Mr. Wain.
I couldn't put my finger on it until I actually looked it up.
Louis Wain, who is that? And then as soon as I saw an image, I went, oh, I know who this is.
His pictures were very funny, they were very charming.
It's very recognisable.
These beautiful, big, cute little eyes and all quirky and kooky and sweet.
He was kind of instrumental in turning cats into the domestic animals that we know and love today.
I've heard even gentry are keeping cats as pets now. Did you say that they would turn blue?
Yes, of course.
Wow. Well, Mr. Wain, thanks to you, us cat people are out of the shadows and finally able to celebrate in the open.
You're very muddy. Did you get into a fight or something?
No, I was attacked by a 1.5-ton bull.
Benedict loves to play eccentric characters and complicated characters.
It is only through understanding cats that I came to understand human beings.
I was excited to have the opportunity to work with him, and I can't really think of anyone better suited to play Louis Wain.
I had a huge connection to Louis Wain because as an artist, I love drawing. Just copying brushstrokes or energy, you do then start to weirdly embody it. This is getting nearer to that person, inhabiting that person. To be able to play someone from such a young age to the final moments of his life. He is the kind of character that most actors would want to play. His quietness, his perseverance, all the trials and tribulations of his life and the direction it took him in, and the challenges and how he was shaped by those.
How you've managed to conjure images of such delight at such a dark time, I don't know.
I've worked with Benedict before, and I knew he'd be great. And it's always nice to see someone that you think is great be great, and he is great.
Yes, hello, how are you?
Oh, are you back?
Good evening.
No.
What?
Go away, go away.
I think we were just incredibly lucky to get Claire.
With all of the characters, I wanted there to be a messiness and a humanness.
Miss Richardson, get out of the wardrobe.
Right, yes.
And I feel like Claire always brings that.
It was Emily's kind of view of the world as beautiful and those sorts of things that I couldn't let go of. I recognised that and I just went, oh, yeah, yeah.
It was a no-brainer. She's just magic. What she does is bring an amazing acceptance of a very particular character. She makes their love of each other completely believable.
It's such a beautiful relationship because they do complete each other.
Hey! This club's for gentlemen only!
We could go walk tomorrow, wear our nice clothes and smile at men.
I had a lot of fun with the Wain sisters, and some of my favourite moments in the movie are when the Wain family are all together.
They're sort of this island of madness on their own.
It's so much fun. I feel like I've got sisters.
We all have different energies and somehow it just works.
It's very much Will's vision and the way that Will has painted his picture.
With charm, wit, sophistication, he's the perfect marriage for this material.
Will is totally extraordinary.
That guy is a genius.
He's going to do amazing things. He's really special.
We've really pushed the colours and textures.
As a result, it means that you're getting to see a side of London that you wouldn't normally see.
At certain important moments in the film, we feature the colour blue. Out of that grew this language of Emily and, in a way, language of love.
When I was shown the script, I thought, wow, you know, great challenge, purely for the quantity of cats.
Cats do what they want, as we all know, and that doesn't change on a film set.
Peter! Let me get Peter. Oh, Peter!
Oh, Peter?
Oh, Peter!
We have the cat's input now. Maybe the cat's got something to say.
We wanted it to have modern sensibilities, the use of language, to the flavours that play in the score.
Will knew from the start that he didn't want it to sound like a period score. He wanted it to sound like it knew what period it was set in, but was purposefully straying from that.
You know, even decisions about hair and makeup.
We wanted people to look real and accessible.
I love that Will has really stressed, like, you don't have to play a period character.
He had no interest in that, which is what makes it so interesting, I think.
I'm a big believer in the mess of human beings, and that's a big part of it, I think, is not trying to make a piece of work that feels like absolutely polished. Let's make it feel like it would have felt in the room.
I think the film really celebrates uniqueness and difference. You expect a period film about an artist, but it's psychedelic.
This exploration of an era, but through this heroic outsider who'd given the cat such prominence in culture.
Louis loved them, and all the pictures are injected with that love.
It tackles huge issues, mainly mental health, but at the center of it, there's this incredible love story.
This is our place. This is where I'll be, Louis.